Hello, my name's Wyllie, and I'm here to speak on behalf of Labour for Independence. Labour for Independence is a group within the Labour Party that consists of Labour members and traditional Labour Party voters, and we want Scotland to be independent. We're old Labour, not new Labour, old Labour. We want the restoration of Clause 4, we want rid of Trident, and we want the Labour Party to come back to its roots. Actually, my card's on the table. I'm not a member of the Labour Party. I'm a traditional Labour Party voter. My beliefs and my ideals are similar to traditional Labour beliefs and values, but I can't belong to an organisation that supports austerity. While I'm laying my cards on the table, I should also admit that I'm not the most experienced speaker in the world. This is the first time that I've spoken about independence in public. So, if I make a mistake, or if it's just making a fool of myself, then I apologise. I also should admit I'm quite new to politics as well. I only got into political campaigning about a year ago with myself, a couple of friends and my brother. We decided to organise a protest against the bedroom tax in Glasgow last March. We were completely new to politics, no political connections whatsoever. To be honest, we were basically winging it. So when over 5,000 people turned up at our protest, we were absolutely stunned. From that protest, we created the No to Begging Tax campaign. It was a tenant-led campaign that fought the begging tax on a non-party political basis. And last summer, we submitted a petition to the Scottish Parliament. We called to the Scottish Government to fund the begging tax. To cut a very, very long story short, last month, the Scottish Government agreed to our petition. We've done it. We ended the begging tax. This funding effectively ended the begging tax in Scotland. It was a victory for tenants, but it's also tangible evidence of what independent Scotland can be and won't be. The punitive politics that put profit over people will end. The attacks like out of touch, even educated Westminster governments will end. No more bedroom tax, no more poll tax, no more Tories. Because us Scots, we are genetically programmed. I don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I was brought up in an ordinary scheme in Paisley. My parents were just ordinary folk. My dad was a ordinary hard-working man, and my mum was, well, she was bonkers, absolutely bonkers. I love her to the max, but she was bonkers. When I was a little boy, I used to spend my school holidays at my nana's home. My mum said, and this is actually quite sweet, that it was her only personal holiday. My nana stayed in Greenock. That's right, my mum sent me a holiday to Greenock. I told you she was bonkers. Actually, I'm being unfair in Greenock. One of my favourite stories in Scottish history involves Greenock. 200 years ago, it was the beginning of the 1800s, and times were harsh for ordinary man and women of Britain. The country was skint because we spent a lot of money in the Napoleonic Wars. This lack of public finance was used to justify uncaring and unrepresentative policies by the British government. Sounds familiar, eh? Can you take a guess which party was in charge? Well, take a guess. Tories. But ordinary men and women, we fought back. We created groups called radicals. The Scottish radicals, our demands, or their demands, were simple, and again, it sounds familiar. They demanded an end to the punitive politics of the Tories, policies such as the Corn Laws, which literally starved people in Britain. And they also demanded a representative parliament where the voice of ordinary Scots can be heard. This was 200 years ago. 200 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not sure that much has changed. It's the same old stories, the same old issues. But anyway, sorry, I was painting about Greenock. The Paisley branch of the Scottish Radicals planned to march to the middle of Paisley. This was in support of the Radicals in Manchester just after the Peterloo massacre. The local sheriff in Paisley, he refused permission for this march, but this was ignored by the Radicals. On the day of the protest, the police attempted to stop the march. In hindsight, this was probably a bad idea, as it sparked a 7-day riot in Paisley. 7 days. This is brilliant. The local scribe wrote, For 7 days, Paisley folk inebriated on cheap alcohol, roamed to town looking for fights. I can't be honest with you, I don't know how to tell the difference. Ladies, we call that a Paisley fair. But once the riots calmed down, the local police rounded up the troublemakers and they took them down the road to Greenock jail. Now, this didn't impress our friends in Greenock. This actually slightly annoyed them. So what did they do? Did they petition the court to dismiss this travesty of justice? Did they employ a high-powered legal mind to ensure fairness? No, not at all. They bypassed all of that, stormed the prison and released all the prisoners. I think that's fantastic. That's politics, Greenock style. Sorry. Anyway, when I was a little boy, I spent my school holidays with my nana. My nana was a wonderful lady. She was a natural storyteller. I can remember vividly sitting at her feet, completely engrossed, while she told me stories I loved. Sometimes they were deep and meaningful, but other times they were just fun. My nana's husband, my granddad, died at a very young age, but due to the stigma attached to her being a single mother, she felt she had to leave and go back to her hometown. I can remember sitting at her feet, and she told me that her leaving was a mistake, because the common rule runs deep. Now, I was only 8 years old. I had no idea what a common rule was. To be honest with you, I thought it was some sort of campaign after from finesse. So I asked, I said, Nana, what's the common rule? And she answered, she said, Aaron, what would you do if you were walking down the street and your friend fell and he hurt himself? What would you do? And I said, well, Nana, I would make sure he was okay. I would give him a wee cuddle. If he was upset, I would maybe get him a plaster. If his knee was bleeding, I would look after him. And she said, that's the common rule. And that is what offer this referendum. A yes vote can give us an opportunity to create a common real society where we look after each other, a fair society, an equal society, a just society. It's an opportunity to create a society where the young are cherished, the vulnerable are protected, and the elderly are respected. People ask me why I plan to vote yes. I'm not going to make a lot of friends here, but I'm sorry, I'm not a nationalist. I'm not. I'm a dad, and I can't look my children in the face knowing I did not do my utmost to protect them from the struggles that I faced, that my parents faced, that my parents' parents faced, time and again and again and again. It needs to stop. It has to stop. What I'm trying to say in a roundabout way is that issues that we face today are pretty much the exact same issues that ordinary men and women have faced for the last 300 years. They may have different names, but the ethos is the same. Punish us for their mistakes. The rent strikes, corn laws, poll tax, the bedroom tax, all these policies, all these heinous and punitive policies were allowed to happen because ordinary men and women did not have a voice, did not have real representation at Westminster. Independence changes that. It gives us a distinct democratic voice. But to me, this is more than politics. This is about doing what's right for our family, our friends, our community. This is about ordinary men and women taking a stand, looking about and saying, no, not any longer, not in my name. Independence won't be a utopia. It won't be butterflies and fairies and sugar-puffed mountains. It might be hard, it might not all be plain sailing, but this is an opportunity to shape our future, to shape our children's future. It's a blank canvas, our blank canvas. For example, we could have it written in our constitution, set in stone, that every worker in Scotland has a legal right for a fair wage. We could have it written in our constitution, set in stone, that the natural assets of Scotland belong to the people of Scotland. This is an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, an opportunity. I'll end now by quoting my nana, this is quite important to me. I actually don't know if she supports independence or not. I genuinely have no idea, we never discussed it. But I do know whatever I say tonight, it won't make her spin in her grave. You can make it up. On that note, as my nana used to say, it's quite apt, my nana used to say this quite a lot, she used to say, Alan, you talk too much, shut up. I'm going to take her advice, thank you very much.